Hey everybody, how's it going? So, as many of you may know, I'm not the biggest fan of Authorized Repair. In my opinion, often Authorized Repair is they don't do that great a job because Authorized Repair is typically done by individuals who work at companies where there is a vested interest in getting you to buy a new one. They're authorized by the company that has a vested interest in getting you to buy a new one. And that fundamentally changes the incentive structure with regards to how they treat your repair and your device. Now, recently I went over this article that said your Apple laptop is probably being repaired at a facility workers say is a sweatshop. This was written on Business Insider. I'll include a link down below by Rachel Premack. She contacted me about 3 or 4 months ago about this piece. I actually thought that she forgot about it, but no, she didn't. She actually spent 4 months just doing nonstop research to be able to do this after I had done my basic preliminary video where I interviewed someone from CSAT. There are no shortages on my channel of going over how Authorized Repair is horrible. Whether they're telling people $400+ when the only thing that was wrong with the computer was the battery wasn't plugged in, $2,000 when there's just a bent pin in the screen cable, which even if you don't want to bend the pin back, you could replace the screen cable. It's a $5 part. It takes 20 minutes. There's a lot of stuff in this channel going over why Authorized Repair is bad when it comes to Apple. But one thing to understand is not just Apple. Again, Business Insider's article on this demonstrates that Dell, Lenovo, and HP also use CSAT solutions. Now, today I wanted to highlight one from Nintendo. This is a channel that I think a lot of you would enjoy, particularly people who like watching board repairs since I've stopped doing board repairs on this channel. This is from The Coder. He's in the UK. He has a lot of interesting material when it comes to game console repair, and this video that he just did over here is something that really may seem similar to what's on my channel when it comes to Apple and Authorized Repair. So this was a job that he had come in from a customer. He says they sent their Nintendo Switch to Nintendo for a damaged charging port. The quote came back at 132 pounds, where they're only going to replace the board, losing the data, etc., etc. Sound familiar? When the customer wasn't happy with the quote, he sent it to me along with the original Nintendo invoice. They had also included cracked display in the quote. ... For a damaged screen protector. So he had a damaged screen protector. The screen was totally fine, and in the invoice, they put, needs new screen. Sounds like some real rocket scientists working at Authorized Repair there. Not only that, but when I opened the device up, I replaced the port. The console turned on but had no display. After looking over the board, I found to my amazement that the display driver had been pulled from the board. The console hadn't been opened by anyone but Nintendo. He fixed the charge port issue, and then he noticed there was nothing there for the display driver. And the console had only been to Nintendo. They quoted in the invoice that it needs a new screen when it had a screen protector on it that was damaged. That's funny, because I've actually had a customer come to me once. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. They said they had a broken screen, and they went to the Apple store, and they quoted them too much. So she comes here, and she asks about the broken screen, and I said, it's free. And she goes, what are you talking about? I go, watch this. Watch this. Her tempered glass screen protector broke. I think somebody else put the tempered glass on, and she didn't know how it worked. She thought those were just like those old screen protectors. And the moment I took off the tempered glass, the screen underneath was fine. But they don't have an interest in that. There's no interest in that. Why don't you get another one? Why don't you get another one? Why don't you get another one? Their interest is always in selling you another one. Independent Repair's interest is ensuring that you leave with your original device working again, because that's how they make their money. And discussing these incentives really matters. But more importantly, what also matters is getting across this idea that Authorized Repair is a BS term to begin with. There's no such thing as I'm not authorized. At what point in our society did we demand that you be authorized by the company that makes the device to be able to fix it? It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's branded repair. It has a Nintendo brand name on it. It has an Apple logo on it. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Authorized Repair, so often what you are getting with Authorized Repair is precisely what is in this image from the Business Insider article, which I'm shamelessly stealing, and hopefully they don't get pissed at me for, right over here, which says Apple, CSAT Solutions, Staffing Agency, Technician. So you got 4 layers between you and the person fixing your stuff. That is going to cause quality issues. It's going to cause quality issues. And many of these companies, what their Authorized Repair is they're authorizing someone else to authorize someone else to authorize someone else to authorize someone else to hire the $12 or $10 an hour person that is going to work on your device. Or in the case of the CSAT article, sometimes they even get below minimum wage. Isn't that someone you trust to work on your device? Something to understand, something to really understand is that it doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter what brand. This is the same concept. Whether we are talking about a car manufacturer, we're talking about a video game console manufacturer, we're talking about a computer manufacturer, same concept. The people who were authorized to do the repair are authorized by the manufacturer, and the manufacturer has a vested interest in you purchasing a new one rather than fixing your old one. Meaning that the repair services that they put together, they just don't have the incentive structure, even if they're not being malicious. I'm not even going to say that they're being malicious or evil or cruel and trying to do something wrong. Fundamentally, deep down, their incentive structure is set up so that they're going to spend time in figuring out how to get you to buy a new device. They don't really care that much about the repair side of their business. The same would be true with me if I had a vending machine in the front. Do you think I'm going to care about whether my snacks in my vending machine are the snacks that everybody loves, or the snacks that have the highest profit margin, or if I'm getting the best deal from this vendor, or I'm getting stuff with the farthest out expiration date? No, I'm not, because I run a repair shop. I'm not a fucking deli. A deli is going to care about that because that is where so much of their business comes in, from those little impulse items in the front. With me, not really. I fix stuff. I would add a vending machine to the front. It would be an afterthought. And for most manufacturers, repair is an afterthought. And it's very important to keep that in mind. And it's something that you should let people know, because there are still people out there right now that actually believe that branded repair is universally, in every single case, going to be better than third-party repair. Does that mean that third-party repair does not have screw-ups out there? Absolutely not. There's tons of third-party repair centers that screw things up. There are tons of first-party centers that screw things up. We are not perfect, but what one must understand is that there does not exist a different type of man or woman, a different species of human being that exists in the authorized repair center that does not exist in the third-party center. They're normal people just like us. Just a lot of the time they're paid less, and they have less places to go to the bathroom, according to the CSAT article, than people who work at third-party repair do. And the incentive structure is different. That's it for today. As always, I hope you learned something. Please do check out the Coders channel. I will include the video in the description down below, and also in the pinned comment for anybody who wants to check it out. He does a good work on his channel, and I hope that you check it out if you're interested in board repair videos when it comes to consoles and stuff like that. He's working more on creating more of this content from what I see on his video list, and I really do hope him the best of success with his business and his YouTube channel. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.